And good afternoon. This is the Elliott Wave Daily Update for the NASDAQ 100 being recorded on Tuesday, August the 12th at 2:07 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Starting here on the hourly chart on the NQ. And as I kind of left it last night, I had put together what I felt was the best labeling, and that I felt that the market was in this segment here. And I felt that the market was coming up in five waves. But the placement of the fourth wave was kind of like, this is kind of bizarre, a little bit weird, because it came all the way down to there. So this would have been like one, two, three was up here, four was coming in down here, not really necessarily overlapping with wave one, but actually equaling wave one. So it just didn't seem totally correct. And so the market fixed that for us today. And so that's what kind of how I left it, saying that there are times when you give it your best effort, but that because Elliott is in motion, because the market is in motion, and each day can present us with something that fits into an Elliott wave pattern, but there are other things, and because this is all corrective, we're rallying, so, but it's not impulsive, it's corrective, and that we're forming ABCs all up and around and all over the place. And within them, we are putting in, like right now, we're in a C wave, which will be five waves. So even when you break that down, wave one will be five waves, wave three will be five waves, wave five will be five waves. And the whole structure will present itself as a one, two, three, four, five. And that's now in alignment to what I'm labeling. And so to start, I dropping it down another degree, so it's kind of that little sub degree. I have one, two, three, four, five, and then I put that wave one of C. So the sub minuet wave C, which is going up, that's wave one. Then I put in a wave two. I know everybody's going to say it's higher than that, but that was A and this is B, that's C, and all you have to do is bring it down, put it on a line chart, and you'll see that it actually is lower. So, and I do that all the time, and I'm going to let you know that when I'm doing it, and that's why. Because there are times when it's just like the algorithms or whatever's happening in the market spikes it, but it comes back up. And the other one is the true bottom for that particular small wave. Then we start again, one, two, and we get this blast from the CPI data this morning. And then once our market opened, the market actually came all the way back down. And I was like, okay, so I was thinking one, two, three, and this would have been now looking for a four, and it came all the way back down, did not necessarily yet did overlap wave one. And I'm like, okay, so I had to take a step back because what the market did next is just kind of launch and go up and then exceed that high. And then it started to make sense. I'm going to open that up so we can all see it. So we got a one and a two, and then it's one, two, and here we're into the third wave, three, maybe a very small four, and then the five for a three. That's how I'm going to leave this for right now. We actually finished the session just below the highs that we made, so maybe three is up here now, and then we get a little bit of a four, maybe coming back to 871-ish. Maybe, but we should find support at 23,895, believe it or not. So that's, about a 50 point, 60 point fourth wave small. And then we come back up in a five to finish wave three. So I'm leaving that marker out there at 24,066, 24,000. Here we are, been talking about it, and now we're knocking on the door. And we kind of say once we broke 2,900, we moved a little bit more quicker. A lot of that because if I go look at the Qs broke 580. 580 is the call wall, the extended call wall. In other words, they moved it up to 580. So it surpassed 575, dealt with that, went up to 580, now dealing with. I don't think it's actually gone just yet, but the options won't be trading until tomorrow. So again, we'll see. We'll see how this all kind of works its way through. So, but 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5. I'm going to put the 3 there. We may have a little bit higher before we finish this particular 3, come down on a 4, do a 5, and then finish this third. And then come back down on a 4 and go back up in a 5. And that is where I think we definitely were going to break above 24,000. I think we can do that just finishing this third wave. So, and then above that, we have 24,066 to complete this third. And then we come back down in a 4, we go back up in a 5, and then we start breaking cleaner. And we have 24,010 to 24,125. So 24,116, I'm going to say 115 to 24,125. Nice little window. Market can get up there. We're in the irregular territory. So we thought about how could the market get up there? Will it get up there? And now today we're getting that answer. So a lot of things have kind of fallen into place in terms of like how are we going to get there? And is this a realistic level? Yeah, it is. And now we're seeing that we get a wave 3 up to here, come back in a 4, or wave 3 can come up a little bit more. Remember, I like to have that third wave, no matter what degree, that third wave to go a little bit above 100%, because at this level, wave 3 is equal to wave 1. I'm like, I want a little bit more because I don't want that pressure that wave 3 could possibly be the shortest wave. So I'm looking for more. And once I get that, then I know that wave 1 will always be the shortest wave out of 1, 3, and 5, should 5 extend. Okay. So saying that, I'm looking for a little bit more, could push up to, 24,075, 24,100. Actually, maybe you can come up into here. But these are the irregular fibs for that minuet B wave. Okay, here we are. And so, what do we got going on? We have some cycles that will be coming through starting on the 15th and towards the end of the month that they will trough, it will reach the trough. And it kind of fits if we can get a quick C wave in, that unfolds over 2 weeks. That would be pretty heavy duty. This is August 1st. This is August 12th. So again, 2 weeks, we take it up in the B wave, 2 weeks to bring it back down in the C wave. And markets go down quicker than they go up. So is my observation. So again, we have the first window for completion at 24,000, I'm going to say 10 to 24,125-ish. Kind of nice window there. You can push it to 30. And then if we push through that, then we have 24,002, I'm going to say 225 to 24,270. A little bit larger of a window, but that's 1.382 for the minuet wave B and 100% for the C wave. And that is most common where C equals A. So we've already got the lineup that it should come up to that level. And I say should, doesn't mean that it will. So we'll be paying attention to the count. And again, I'm thinking we might even could try to get up there tomorrow. My feeling is it's like recently, living in the world of tariffs, living in the world of the trade wars, that the market has been accepting the CPI, which is kind of benign, coming in going like, well, inflation isn't really as strong, it's not really hitting, but it hasn't really been hitting in the producer prices either. But now I believe it will. And so it will eventually. It's getting passed on to us as the consumers, but now I think we're going to see the producer levels really, because they talk about it. When you've listened to these guys to put out their earnings reports and they're giving that guidance, they're talking about that the prices are going up. So producer prices are going up, and that is inflationary. So I believe that those numbers could send a jolt back through the market and kick off the C wave we're looking to get. And then there's a whole bunch that can happen between then and the bottom of the C wave to give us that minute wave 5 back up to new all-time highs again. Now, markets tend to forget. We had this tariff talks, whatever was going on, and then forget it. We're going to go up, and they did. And then next one, okay, we're going to take it down. Okay, that's enough, and then they're going to take it back up. And again, here in the NASDAQ, we're not finishing a cycle third. We're finishing a primary third. So what we're finishing up here is, first of all, a minute 4. And then when we get the minute wave 5 complete, that completes minute wave 5, minor wave 5, intermediate wave 5, and primary wave 3. So we got a lot coming down and across the board in our market, but there's still some upside yet to do. And a little bit better trading today, I will say, a little bit better, because once they get the spot, the risk on trade going again, uh, the pullbacks are minimal. And it's because the market just continues to walk itself higher. And it kind of was kind of like that a little bit. Um, so much so that it really, what you to sit and watch it, you're like, okay, we're doing nothing. And so either you were in and you let it climb, or you kind of played in between. But it was a little bit easier to make some money, even this was the number, and this was our opening. And that opening did provide some really good shorts. And then it flipped it, and then you presented some really good longs. Again, intra that hour, there was a lot of bebopping, and you can kind of see that. I mean, it was up, but it was bebop down, bebop up, bebop down. There was a lot of movement inside these little bars. All right, so now moving averages, 15-minute, definitely all lined up to just go towards the roof. How would I put it that way? And then look at this. Look at that 8. It's vertical. Look at that 30. It's getting vertical. Look at that 50. Wants to be vertical. Look at that 200. Looking to get vertical. That's pretty amazing. So is this a parabolic type blow off type top? Kind of. When do we see those types of moves? At a finish. And what could propel it? We're in new high, never been here before territory. So are things overbought? They are. Could that alone, along with volatility sinking again, could that produce a sudden turn? We get a sort of strong pop in volatility. We got the VIX itself, right? So the cash VIX is below 15. The VIX future below 16. So they're a little bit more leery on the future than they are on the cash. Um, but yeah, I think we can get a pop. So a lot of things to begin to come to fruition and meet up at a point and all go at the same time, because it's all lining up. And I think once our Elliott kind of lines up, not sure what's going to do it, folks, but something will happen and we will start to turn. And it could be just an overbought nature. It could be the volatility. It could be gamma. There's a lot of things that could start to happen. And then we get news. All right. So interesting spot gamma levels. First of all, the Qs made it above 580 and now are closing above 580. So I think they can finish taking that out. So we're going to see what gets reset. Where's it going to be? 585, 590? Is it going to sit all the way up at 600? I don't know. But it'll be determined by what options are trading and what kind of size is sitting there, and is it positive or negative gamma. So, excuse me. So we have that. So looking for a little bit of a pullback, finishing up to finish this sub wave 3, then another small 4, and then come back up in that 5th wave to finish the sub minuet wave C and the minuet wave B. So pretty sure we're going to get above 24,000, even though we're only 51 points away. And gee, we did go up 312 points today. So yeah, 50 should be nothing. So, and I think we can get up. I think actually we can get up all the way tomorrow if we do another strong push in front of the um, PPI. So we'll see. We definitely will see. And that is going to be it. Our next update will be tomorrow morning.